Well, first of all, I want to thank the people in the 30th district that elected me 6 times. And that's amazing. It's pretty much 48, 52% Democratic district. I have to thank my staff. They were awesome. And you know that because you dealt with my chief of staff, Jay Watt, a lot. They were great, and almost all three of them have been with me all 20 years, which is amazing. Either that means I'm not a very good boss, or they're outstanding people, but they were really good. Our constituent work was great. I think that's what kept us there and got us reelected over and over and over again. So again, to the 30th district, I thank you all, and be safe, be healthy, moving to 2021. I just hope the new year is a lot better than 2020. It's been very, very hard, and to participate in my last year, it was like nothing like I could ever have expected. 250 days where we weren't in session, where we should have been dealing with, I think, unemployment comp and all kinds of different things, COVID relief, eviction notices, the whole thing. We could have done more, and that's disappointing, but life goes on. There will be a new session, and hopefully they can get back to working together. I think that'd be very important. Well, I have to say this, in my first 10 years, and this is to be perfectly honest, when Governor Walker got elected, it seemed like it was us against them. First 10 years, we were able to work together. I think the key thing moving forward is that we've got to have fair maps. Redistricting, the way it was done in 2010, the Republicans hit it out of the ballpark. Their mathematical formula was great. The Democrats would get more votes, and yet the Assembly was heavily weighted Republican, and the Senate was heavily and is very heavily Republican. So that doesn't, to me, that's not what we're all about. We're a red, blue to purple state. And what that has done in their mathematical formula that they used kind of knocked it out of the park as far as for them, but it also hurt the constituency because people can go to Madison and take bad votes that work well in their district, but not good for the people of the state. I think that's been the biggest difficulty that I faced, and that's why I push real hard to eliminate gerrymandering, because that is a huge problem. And I think to get back to where we're going to work together, we got to fix that. We got to fix it now. Well, there's so many that I could speak of. I kind of got a reputation for Highway 41, first from O'Connell to Marinette that I shepherd, and then the big one, 41 from Outagamie all the way to Swamico and Brown County. Huge project, a lot of jobs. But I think it turned out great, and I want to thank the DOT for all the work they did and all the workers that were involved in that. It's amazing when you see a project like that, all the union groups that are actually involved. It's not just one or two, but it's many, and they did a wonderful job. And I'm always amazed by the engineers where they can put that all together, those flyovers and all the other things that go into it, and how they can make that work. To me, it's amazing. I don't know if you were an engineer or ever thought to be one, but I think their work is just incredible, and I think they did a fantastic job. The roundabouts, I really didn't expect all of them, but I guess that was part of the project too. But costly, but now I think we're a lot safer. We move people more readily, and it's good for transportation, for business, and for tourism. Well, originally what was thought, and having discussion with DOT, that was supposed to happen after everything else got done, but somehow, I don't know if it was financing or whatever, we didn't move on with that. And I think that's the next big one that has to happen. I know Governor Evers supports that, and I think we all do. And then there's the bridge into Pier, which would be a biggie too, and that'll be tied into all of that as well. Well, first of all, I taught school for 9 years, but 8 years at a private school. I think we've got to reinvest in our public schools, and we got to respect our teachers. It's a very difficult time for them, and a lot of them are being criticized because they're doing it virtual. But my daughter is a teacher, and that is not easy. It's a challenge. And we've got to be safe when schools are reopened. I know that might not be too popular with certain people, but I just saw recently on my Facebook about the young lady in Clearwater, Florida that died from the COVID, and she was an educator. We got to make sure it's safe for the educators and all the people around the school, the lunch people, and the people that do the maintenance and all that. We've got to invest in safety in our schools, and I don't think we've done that enough. And hopefully we can move forward with the vaccine. But the important thing with the vaccine is vaccination. And we're supposed to have 20 million by the end of the year. Now we're at 2 million. So we've fallen short. We've got to have direction from the federal level to do better. And I think that's got to be one of our goals moving forward too. Well, I'm not going to apologize for what the 14 of us did. We had the right intention to let everybody know what was happening in the destruction of the rights of a public employee. And we knew that eventually the private employee unions would be hurt as well. So I think we did the right thing. I was in Illinois for 22 days. And one of the highlights was to come back. And it was almost like we're in the history book already, that people just wanted to touch it, this old man. 150,000 people in Madison. I don't think it turned out the way we wanted it to turn out. I think it kind of made the governor a hero, and I don't think that was our goal. I was pretty excited, however, to see Governor Walker finally lose, and we got somebody else in place. The sad part was right away, the governor Evers reaches out, let's work together, and they nail him with the lame duck, trying to take away his power and take away the attorney general's power, Josh Call. And I thought that was a low point in that we heard from so many people, the great number of them saying, this is just wrong. Let's work together. Let's get back to bipartisanship. And that was a sad part. So an important election to have the ability to work together. And now the governor stands alone and trying to get people to mask up, social distance, and limit large groups. And they keep going to court trying to beat him on that. But I think he was right. I think this is really, it's not a hoax. People are dying. And I've got so many evil stories about how people that we knew, not necessarily family members that got COVID, but people, friends and family that have experienced a lot, and old classmates of my wife that lost their life. So this is real, and we got to do better. And take care of yourself. Be safe going forward into 2021. And I think that's one of the saddest parts. We could have been through this a lot better, but the numbers are just horrible. And we could have done it in a positive way, working together to try to make sure that, well, first of all, I'd like to help from the outside looking in with the gerrymandering. And I'd like to find a way to get back to one of my favorite bills, equal pay enforcement, where women and minorities are paid the same as a man. And college debt's a huge thing that we worked on. And I think together, I think that we should be working on that. Even if it's Republican, Democrat, what a great way to grow the economy so people can refinance their debt and operate at a level where they can buy a home or buy a new car rather than having to rent or to lease a vehicle. So that's important. But I think what we're going to be, and it's kind of hard to travel. We have really hunkered down. You know, Christmas and Thanksgiving was lonely. It really was. We had to ride by and with some virtual stuff, and I know how everybody has dealt with that. And going to church is difficult. We've done that on virtual. So I just hope people realize. And it's looking like there may be an expansion of the pandemic with a million of people traveling and airlines and all this. This is real. And people are sick. And I just saw recently the congressman newly elected in Louisiana died at 41. 2 kids and a wife. And I don't know if he ignored the safety protocols, but it's so sad. This is real. And for the people that are ignoring it and ignoring what the governor tried to do to make people safe, I think they were absolutely wrong. But for us, we got a little place in Egg Harbor, a little condo in the woods, real safe place to be this time of year because there's nobody there except us. And there's 240 homes in there, and probably about 10 of them are occupied now when we go there. The sad part is we have a big community room with a pool and a hot tub and a rec area, and it's pretty much shut down until we get a handle on this. So it's a great facility. We're real happy we did it. And right now, it's surprising. Every one of those sites is sold. And everybody's occupied. So in a tough pandemic, people know this is an opportunity to get away. People from Illinois and all over to be away from it all and to be safe. Yes, we will. In fact, our condo, one of the requirements is you can only be there like 200 and some days a year. So a lot of the people that are there are in Arizona or Florida, and they're like Heritage Lake in Arizona or whatever. But yeah, you can't live there full time. It reminds me of President Trump wants to live in Mar-a-Lago, but that requirement's pretty much the same. You can't be there full time. And I think he wrote the rule. So, but that's the rule for us. We can't be there permanently. Yeah, one of the things I wanted to mention, one of the things I agreed with Governor Walker on, we asked him to color the dome green and gold for the Super Bowl back in 2011. So it was green and gold until we won the Super Bowl. The next Monday, he went back to white. And that Thursday after, he dropped a bomb on public employees. It was like, whoa. But he did agree, and I'm hoping this year is our return to the Super Bowl. So green and gold, we bleed it, and I watched them build a stadium in 56, and I was at the Ice Bowl, so those are great memories. And 30 years as a Packer usher. That's the rest of the story. Okay. Thank you.